Rubbertone Studios here in Uniontown, Ohio. You know, a lot of famous people have played here in Rubbertone Studios. You'll recognize many of them, I'm sure, like Memphis Dickey, Big Tiny Slim, and of course Fog Train, just to name a few. And my own band, the Akron Boys, also known as the Ad Hoc Post-Tenure Underappreciated Band, and also known as Tenured Radicals, and also known as the musical voice of academic labor, have made this our musical home for quite some time. Now, you're probably watching this because, like so many others, you're seekers of knowledge and you'd like to know how to play the academic blues. Well, it's not that hard. You'll need some equipment, a few simple tools. You'll need a 6-string guitar like this, so known because it has 6 strings. Odd how that worked out. 6 strings and maybe 3 chords. I like to use the key of E, so you'd need an E, or the 1 chord, and an A, or the 4 chord, and then a B7 chord for the 5 chord. And so they just go together. And if you can add a little body English like that, that's always helpful. You want to be mournful when you sing the blues, and you'll have to adopt an attitude of some kind. Preferably invoke misery and discomfort because of the pressure that's coming from the man. I like to use cranky administrators, collectively known as the man, to inspire my music. And it's not that hard to do, as I'll show you in a moment. You couple that attitude with a few lyrical devices, and you have the blues. Now, you'll want to wake up in the morning, look forward to a long day of working for the man. That day will be filled with endless misery. You'll want to invoke the name of the Lord or the devil. And then you'll have to eventually ask the musical question, how long can this misery go on? So it'd go kind of like this. Woke up this morning, provost bite marks were on my tail. Then you do it one more time. Woke up this morning, ooh, provost bite marks were on my tail. Took all my travel money, Lord, and now he's reading my email. You got it. Nothing to it. Physical ailments as a result of the man's meddling or constant pressure are particularly bluesy, such as, when I see the provost coming, I shake like leaves on a willow tree. I'm blinded by his criticism, my eyes just ain't no good to me. And then, at every point of entry, he makes my life such misery. Now, you'll want to avoid cheerfulness at all costs, because cheer is just simply not bluesy, right? You don't have to shoot a man in Memphis to have the blues, but you have to invoke that misery that I talked about before. Now, if you are wondering if you have the right to sing the blues, and it's a legitimate question, it's the age-old question, actually. If you can't be satisfied, then you can sing the blues. If you have certain non-oral bodily afflictions, severe joint dysfunctions are good. Arthritis is particularly good if you have that ailment. If you get a lot of pressure from the man, that goes without saying. If your woman don't treat you right, then you see she's the man in that case. You have to be flexible. And then if you've ever used sterno for something other than its intended use as a source of radiant heat, then certainly, by all means, you can play the blues. You may not sing the blues if any of the following are true in your case. If you were once blind but now you can see, no blues for you. It's a cheerful outcome. If you have any sympathy for the man at all, that's not bluesy enough for you. If you have a trust fund, or if you know how mutual funds work, even on a theoretical level, then you haven't spent enough time worrying about the more fundamental issues of life. If you're a member of the faculty senate, you may not be able to play the blues. Academic blues names for women are pretty simple. In most cases, you just add an E on the end, or change the name slightly with an E on the end, like Jennifer becomes Jenny. Kira would become Katie, or Katie May is even better. Sarah would be Sadie, of course, and Sadie would be a particularly difficult woman. And Martina, I think Martina might have to fundamentally change her name in order to get in the blues tradition. Academic blues for men, people with names like Carrie or Larry or Mike or Jeff, though they won't be able to sing the blues unless they overcome their name. Now, one thing they can do is shoot a man in Memphis, or they can take the permissible appellation of professor and add that to their name, like Professor Gary Davis or Rhodes would work. They can adopt a geographic stature name like Illinois Jack or Arizona Slim. Those might be permissible. Be careful though, because you can make a mistake in choosing your name. For example, when I first started out, I thought about my size and my love of food, and some people had disparaged my parentage, and so I called myself Big Texas Key Lime Pie Bastard, and that just didn't work out at all. So I had to change it to something. So I hope you enjoyed the lessons and start playing the blues. Thanks so much for coming. And when you're in town, visit Rubbertone Studios. We'd love to have you. There's plenty of free parking for the kids and balloons for the whole family. Thanks so much.